Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is us, Dragon's Greed Gaming. You are joining us for yet another episode of our Alien, the Frontier War campaign. And, well, we've had a little bit of roster change tonight. Got a lot of exciting things going on, so let us delve right in here. As always, if you want to keep up with all the latest news of the show, check us out over on Facebook, where we post all that sort of stuff. Follow us over on Spreaker, where we host the podcast, and follow us on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your shows. Leave us those 5-star reviews and help us grow the channel. Subscribe to us over on YouTube if you haven't already. We're starting to make some headway there. Scaarr and I were looking at some numbers, so that's good today. And if you're a fan of the show and you really want to help support us, you can consider joining our Patreon page. We've got 3 different tiers there of rewards you can get and lots of cool stuff going on. And while we're talking about Patreon, a big shout out to our latest Patreon member. Another great worm has joined the family all the way from Australia. Dalton, thank you so much for your support. Hopefully we'll hear from you soon. I bombarded him with a bunch of emails with all of our shows, so hopefully he's got some stuff to keep him busy. So thank you so much. Glad to have you. And yeah, hit us up on the Discord or shoot us an email. Let us know what's going on, and let's talk some games. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot of stuff to bitch about tonight. I got that out of my system. Yeah, how about that?
Goddamn.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's probably because I didn't go to Cinefuck theaters again. So anyway. So let's just do our round table here. As you can see, listeners, Eric is not with us tonight. I think he told all of you last week he wasn't going to be here. So we have Matt returning as Corporal Kyle Ogata, who he took control of in the first mission, our hospital corpsman. And as you can see, Matt has upgraded to the land of webcams. So thank you so much, Matt. We appreciate that.
Of course, and hello to all the listeners.
Yes, good times, good times. So I guess we'll start with you. So who are you, who are you playing, and what would you like to tell the listeners, if anything?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, I'm playing Corporal Ogata, the corpsman. I will be helping the squad out, hopefully keeping people alive, and trying not to make too many mistakes and get everyone killed. That's the hope.
I mean, Ogata did pretty good last time, so.
I mean, beginner's luck for Ogata. It's not gonna last.
And as you guys can see, Matt's cat will probably be joining us from time to time wherever he ran off to.
He's just left the room, but yeah, you probably see him walking off camera just now. But yeah, he's out. He'll come and go.
We've had a distinct lack of cats on camera the last few months, so.
That is Saber. He's my buddy. He likes to say hi. He can be very vocal. So you might hear a little bit of him tonight.
Anything else going on? Anything else you want to tell our listeners?
I'm actually going to a LAN party tomorrow. I'm actually bringing my computer to a LAN party, and I haven't done that in ages.
Oh shit, that's pretty
cool. Looking forward to that.
What's the occasion? Or what are you guys
the occasion is I have a former coworker who's also a big nerdy guy who's basically hosting a LAN party and invited me. I probably don't know most people there, but that's okay. We'll go over there. We're going to play co-op Elden Ring. Apparently, is a big part of it, and do a Smash Brothers tournament and all sorts of other stuff. So, I'll be packing up my PC and bringing it over to his place and hanging out there for the day.
Nice.
So, I don't think I've done a LAN party since high school.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. Speaking of old school games, I was checking out what was it? Counter-Strike stuff today, and because I actually haven't played Counter-Strike 2 yet, but I was like, a couple months ago Will told me, hey, check your inventory because you might have some of those old chests and they're going for a lot of money. And while I don't have any of the old chests, I had 2 skins that recently sold for over $100 for guns.
Oh.
And one of them is just like a red skin on one of the pistols. So I was like, okay, let's put that up for sale. So I put a couple things up there, but since I don't have a Steam authenticator, I have to wait like a week or two before it'll put them on the marketplace. But who knows?
But you gotta get some Steam credit, buy some stuff.
Yeah, and I already have an idea what I'm gonna get, but we'll leave that as a surprise for later. So
Okay.
awesome. Let's talk to our sergeant next. Adam, how are you?
Feeling a lot better from last week, I know listeners know I had COVID over the last week, so finally feeling better, ready to go. Also been browsing houses this week, so
Oh wow.
thinking of finally getting that settled down by the end of the year. Get the hell out.
Still in California?
Oh yeah.
Well, good luck with that, man.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun and expensive.
Are you gonna be living in like a $2 million house on the beach that we can all come visit?
It's gonna be a $2 million shed in the backyard of someone's house.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's no joke. It's so goddamn expensive here.
Yeah, ridiculous. All right. Anything else you want to tell the listeners, the viewers?
Not so much, but we did get a new talent on my sheet here that I'm hoping to use this mission.
Oh, so. Yes, please share with the group what Sergeant Schmidt picked up.
So I did get a new talent, Merciless, that I get to do a coup de grace without having to roll for empathy, and also reducing my stress level every time I do that to a enemy that's broken.
I think it's just you have to break somebody. I don't think it's coup de grace people.
Yeah, cause an enemy to be broken.
I don't think you're full sociopath. You're just half sociopath right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother you to kill people, but it doesn't make you feel better either. So
yeah,
you're not at that point yet. That's a special talent for artificial womb soldiers, probably. All right, cool. Also joining us from another part of the country, Scaarr. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. Very tired, but I'm great. I'm gonna play Private First Class Owen O'Connell still. Our Rifleman. God, I don't even know where I can't even talk so far. I gotta get my gums loose for tonight. Sorry. He's kind of a jack of all trades, master at none, trying to just fill in the holes.
Phrasing.
Giggity. Might be having some existential issues right now, and but what Marine isn't? Let's be honest, especially when you've seen all the war crimes that we've already committed.
Yeah, and now your sergeant's going to be leading from the front in that department, so it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse.
Do we need to kill civilians?
Yeah.
I can do it, guys.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah,
let me show you how you do this, O'Connell. Click, click.
But yeah, I'm Scaarr. I'm the other Sean, and I've been having a great time trying to figure out. I'm going to start a second campaign soon, and I'm being very indecisive with it. So many things I want to do, so little time to do it in, and I'm kind of locked in. My other campaign, I'm really hard locked into doing weird Western stuff, which I'm not going to gripe about. I love horror, Western. I love Western and stuff in general, but when it's scary, it's even better. And that's about it.
And is that the campaign you're gonna potentially be running for Dragon's Creed that we're talking about?
The Monday game that I'm trying to figure. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, hopefully both, but Monday is the polished one that's gonna be TGG.
Cool. All right. Yeah, it's still in the works, listeners. So we don't have anything really finalized, but we're hoping to have more than 2 shows running at a time, either by the end of this year or beginning of next year, depending when everybody's schedules align and our current games finish up. So we have more coming. Also, do you have your cup for tonight, Sean or Scaarr?
You know it.
Yeah. Oh, you can move the tail? Holy shit! I didn't even know that. I don't know if this is supposed to be moved though. It's not as bent.
Wait, let me see. No, ours is the same. It's the same.
Well, I just bent it a little bit. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna fuck with that. I'm gonna break it. Yeah. Okay. I ordered straws today too, like you told me to. So
Oh, nice.
I stole a bunch from
You don't
Wingstop
want to
today.
reuse. You don't want to reuse disposable straw over and over again.
I washed it.
Probably,
I washed it.
yeah, I mean, microplastics, dude.
We're already filled with so many microplastics.
Yeah.
We're
Just a little bit
made up
more.
of them, right? Exactly.
Yeah. It's
a little bit.
only
Scientists
Breathe it
found
in
some
every day.
microplastics in someone's brain recently.
it's only been a week, and I've washed it. Okay. So.
You know, the Regal straws are legit. They're weirdly durable.
Oh, that's what I had, but I figured, well, I've used that for a week, so I stole one from Wingstop today when I went there. So, yeah. So, hopefully the
High
other ones will be
quality.
here. Yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do. All right. And finally, I gotta change your name on the thing here, Sean, because you are not playing Private Cruz tonight. So tell us what's going on, and I will change that.
Yeah. So Private Cruz, unfortunately, got blasted in the foot last session, or last mission, and so he's got to spend 8 days healing up. So instead of playing Private Cruz, I'll be playing PFC Broderick Johnson, who Scaarr was kind enough to send us some art of just Bob Ross in space, which we unfortunately did not get to use.
NASA Bob Ross.
That's a Bob Ross.
The greatest American hero.
He's an AFV Marine, so he drives vehicles for the team.
Cool.
Yep. So.
Yeah, so that in the squad, in the grand scheme of things, because each section has an APC, and you are the driver for first section. So your opposite in second section is Lance Corporal Nina Yazi, who is an NPC from the actual book. So you oftentimes are chilling in the APC with Staff Sergeant Zimborski when he's on mission. So out of all the Marines in the section, you're probably the one that has spent the most infield time with him, which is not necessarily a tremendous amount because he doesn't go on every mission. But if he is out there, then he's either in the command APC or the dropship. So, but you are definitely more of a ground vehicle pilot because there is obviously we have Weaver, who's your dropship pilot for this section, and then the other second section has their own support team. So, okay, well, I will share your artwork with the gang here so they can see what Broderick Johnson looks like. Quite a hairy man, it looks like.
Quite hairy.
How old is Private First Class Johnson, would you say?
Late 30s, early 40s.
Okay. All right. Okay. Great. Well, we're going to get to all that in just a minute. So tonight we are going to finish up some downtime stuff, and then we will dive into the next mission, which it looks like Matt's going to join us for Mission 3 here. And whenever Eric comes back, we'll have a squad of 5 again, so that'll be cool. We'll share the love and the destruction. But anyway, I'm your host, the Great Unclean One, and not a whole lot going on, just playing more DBD. Got a little bit more painting done, and Scaarr and I have been playing some DBD here and there when we can, so that's always good. What else? That's really about it, man. Oh, I got my other t-shirt on from Gen Con, my Umbrella t-shirt that I got, so nice. We're rocking that tonight. Other than that, just getting shit done around the house, as it always is. So we got a lot of cool stuff going on in the works, people. Hopefully in the next couple weeks we'll be able to start to reveal some of that, but suffice to say, we've got some plans for our 4-year anniversary in October. So time of recording, it's second to last week in August, so just over a month. And we are going to be streaming for the very first time. We're going to be streaming some Friday the 13th, the video game, on Friday the 13th in September. So Matt was kind enough to give me a capture card to use. We tested it. Scaarr has been kind enough to start teaching me and showing me the ways of streaming. And we're going to feature that on his channel, the Neon Swamp. And so if you guys want to join us, we're going to it looks like have a full group of 8 people, all friends that I think all of them have been on the channel at one point or another. So it'll be everybody here, plus Craig, who's been on a couple times, and who else? Kyle, and there's one other person. I don't remember who it is. But
Tyler?
Tyler's a backup right now because he might not be able to make it. I don't know. There's someone else. I apologize. Real-life friend whose name I can't remember. Anyway. So.
Some friend.
That's right. Last we left, you guys had finally finished up your second operation, Operation Perchance to Dream, where you successfully captured the commander of Mechtat Research Lab, a Commandant Yuri Volkov, along with uncovering a whole bunch of data on a Black Ops project called Project Marana, and you also got a little bit of information on a project called the Dark Star program. You saw the labs where they had several people hooked up to neurovisors, and you discovered that they were being used to try to communicate or somehow interpret the thoughts and dreams of a horrible alien creature that you discovered in the first containment lab, which we all out here know was a xenomorph queen that was in like a cryo chamber. You didn't get much more else than that. Mishka was pretty vague with some things. But we had a little bit of drama at the end of the session, as Herschel did not really want to leave all those people behind, and O'Connell decided he was going to try to euthanize them. This led to Sergeant Schmidt and Lance Corporal Tagar to having an argument, with Tagar pointing out that he was leaving a Marine behind, and Schmidt arguing that he was letting O'Connell do what he needs to do. So they argued about that on the way back up to the surface, and O'Connell unfortunately could not bring himself to pull the trigger and end these people. He then attempted to try to unplug the machines they were hooked into, and that also was a failure. And so you and Herschel then returned to meet up with the rest of the group as the UPP triggered the landmines by the bunker. Weaver showed up in the dropship. She helped Cruz get on board, and the group of you, along with Mishka and your stolen data and your prisoner, returned back to the Tamb'itam, where you gave your after-action reports. There was some confliction there as well as to what you told Lieutenant Casados about what happened. And we spent some EXP, which we finished up today. I think, Matt, if you want to tell the listeners whatever you did with Ogata. I know he had a little bit of EXP from the first mission.
Yeah, he had a little EXP left over. He just simply raised his medical aid skill, so a slightly better medic.
Okay. Well,
Thank God you're here.
This group needs that after last session, man. We had a critical injury, and we had an MSS agent who auto-fired and hit all 3 members of the squad, I think 3 turns in a row. And if it wasn't for Eric's amazing armor rolls, things probably would have went down really fast. Downhill really fast. So.
I dropped down to 1 out of 5. I was almost broken. It's got a critical.
Yeah, you had some baller rolls at the end there too. But so Ogata is here. He's been reassigned to the squad. Tagar is still going on this mission as well. It's just Eric's not here tonight. And since Cruz is currently injured and his injury will not heal by the time you guys get deployed on your next mission, they have assigned Broderick Johnson, Private First Class, the AFV Marine, to join you guys, which is a little unusual. Usually they're not deployed unless they're using the vehicle, but even if you're not using the vehicle, sometimes, you're still a Marine, so you're still expected to be on the front lines from time to time. So we are going to finish up our downtime activities, and then we will dive into mission number 3. Also, I think I put this on everyone's character sheet, but you may need to double check. Everybody did gain a story point for succeeding at the mission. I've decided that's how I'm going to do story points, is if you guys successfully complete a mission, you'll gain one. So you guys can go ahead and take one. I think I put it on everybody's sheets except for maybe Sean and maybe Ogata. I don't recall. I know I put it on all the main PCs, I'm pretty sure. So...
Ogata has one currently, so I'm guessing you did that?
Yeah, because he wasn't on this last mission, but he would have got one from the first mission. So you have a story point. Yeah, that should be correct.
What does a story point do?
After you make a roll, you can burn a story point to get an extra success, even if it's a test that you rolled no successes on.
Okay.
You still have to make a roll, though. You can't just get a free success. So,
okay.
Very helpful to save for armor rolls when you botch your armor roll and you're about to die. Also for those critical rolls, like I didn't roll any on my stealth test when I'm sneaking past the monster. Also a good time to use them. Just personal preference, but that's just me. Also, I have some artwork here for you guys. I finally found that piece of artwork I had for the neurovisor. So this is what you saw all the people in the lab wearing. And again, remember, they were in basically hospital beds. They were strapped in, and these visors had all sorts of cords and cables coming out of them that were going into those pillars that the 5 beds were kind of centered around. And as you guys know, and this is for Matt since he wasn't here last week, neurovisors are used to view the dreams of people that are in cryosleep to make sure that they are doing okay. So you guys didn't really get the full details of what's going on with Project Marana, but you have some inkling it has something to do with the alien monsters' dreams and or thoughts. And Mishka said that every human that had been put through that trial had died, and none had survived. So they were trying to use androids, but she was the only one, so they didn't have any backups. And any other notes for tonight? Oh, I had asked you guys to maybe come up with a name for the squad. So I wanted to see if we had any ideas for that. Because I feel like that's kind of been a thing in our games. We always have like a name for our group. I know we had a couple examples, but I don't recall what they were. Was it Cerberus Squad? Was that one of them?
Cerberus, yeah.
Okay.
I suggested the Nutty Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, I suggest Chimera.
Chimera Squad? Okay.
Cerberus Protocol is a thing in the Alien universe. I can't remember what it is, though, but that is a thing.
Okay. Well,
and it's also like the Punishers. They're called the American Taliban in the Punisher show, so they're called Cerberus Squad. So I don't know if you want that.
Yeah, I had no idea about the Punisher thing when you guys said that.
Okay.
We can go with Chimera Squad. I like that. That's cool. Yeah. There might be something in the Alien universe called Chimera. I mean, this is a pretty good bet, right? But I don't know if there is, so we can go
there's
with...
so much Greek stuff, you know? Yeah. Prometheus. Isn't our ship named something Greek?
The Tamb'itam.
The Tamb'itam? Whatever that means?
No, our dropship. We named our dropship too, didn't we?
Your dropship is Helios 1.
Helios.
Right. So.
All right. Chimera Squad it is. I like it.
Sick.
Okay. Add it to the notes. It's canon. It's official. All right. So, going on to our downtime events. I've actually got some music now that I picked out for the Tamb'itam. Which we've heard it before at points, but it's official now. This is the Tamb'itam theme song. Okay. All right. So, a few things for downtime. So, you guys got back. You gave your after-action reports to Casados. And then I rolled. I have finished my extended list of downtime events. So I have a full 66 or D66 worth. So thank you, Matt, for your help with that. And thank you, Adam, other Adam as well. He gave me some ideas. So I rolled these ahead of time so we didn't have to waste any time. And because some of them I need to think ahead of time what was going to happen. So I'll go down the list here. So Adam, Sergeant Schmidt, for you, I rolled... The Marine gets involved in some sort of contest, game, or sport with one or more members of the platoon. You must make a relevant test, GM's choice. If you pass, you win the contest or otherwise impress your peers, gaining their respect for the immediate future. If you fail, you are hassled by the others for your lack of success for some time. So this is what happens. Sergeant Green of 2nd Section, and I'll share everybody's art as I do this, because I don't think... I may have shown art before. So Sergeant Green is basically the same position that you are, Adam. He's the sergeant of the squad in 2nd Section. He is a hospital corpsman before he was a sergeant. So him and 4 other Marines in 2nd Section challenge you to pick a team for a game of basketball on the Tamb'itam. And his squad includes Private Robert Capsule, whose nickname is Boomhauser. He is the heavy weapons Marine, so he's the smart gunner. Also joining him is Private Gerald Wayne Finks, who's got the nickname Rat, after a horrible situation he found himself in. Then we also have... there were 2 others. Where's my notes? Okay. Lance Corporal Yazi, the AVF driver for the other squad. So she's the other pilot, or driver for the APC. And finally... Corporal Sarah Halifax, the Assault Marine for 2nd Section. That's the one that has a problem with Cruz right now. So the 5 of them have challenged you to a game of basketball. So do you accept? And if so, who do you bring for your team?
Oh, I accept.
All right.
And I'm definitely just bringing the whole squad here.
Okay. Love it. I figured as much. So, we're making it's really simple. I'll let you choose. It's going to be a pose test against Sergeant Green. You can make either a mobility or a stamina test. I think both of those are appropriate for a game of basketball. And whoever wins gets some bragging rights.
All right. Stamina test it is.
Alright, and for him, he is going to roll... Get these dice out of the way.
I'm going to push.
He is going to do
really intense
stamina.
basketball game.
Alright, do you wish to push?
Yep.
Alright.
I lack permission to update. Oh, that's yours. My bad.
Oh, no.
Alright, I'll push for him as well. We have a tie so far.
Ah!
Okay, so it's a tough game. By the time it ends, almost the entire platoon is watching. There's bets being thrown down. You even see the command squad, Lieutenant Casados, both staff sergeants, and Roy, Lieutenant Casados synthetic, end up watching the end of this. And you see a couple people high-fiving, shaking hands because they've won money. Others not too happy. And that's probably... it all comes crashing down on your shoulders. You miss the shot at the buzzer, Schmidt. And, yeah. You gotta go home with your tail tucked between your legs.
You had one job.
He's the new rival again. It has to be.
This is some reverse Mighty Ducks shit right here. This is awful.
Now, Sergeant Green is a pretty good sport about it. He doesn't he talks a little shit, but he gives you a handshake and stuff. But Boomhauser and Yazi, actually really all the other 4, but especially Boomhauser and Halifax, they talk a lot of shit. And of course, Halifax takes a chance to get in a cheap shot that Cruz isn't even there to help your team because he got injured on the last mission. So you probably hear that through the grapevine, Cruz, as you're watching from the bleachers. So
She's really upset. I wish I knew why.
So, unfortunately, you lose a little respect amongst the platoon, maybe even amongst your current squad mates who, if this is any sign of what's to come, choked right at the end there.
I'm changing my buddy after that. That's unacceptable.
For one mission, everyone's rival is Schmidt.
Do you? You can if you want.
No.
Okay. All right, because this is the time.
In the COC.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Now, some of these events will give you actual tangible benefits, and some of them will give you negatives as well. But there's no rhyme or reason. I didn't do like the 10s are good and the 60s are bad. There's nothing like that. It's just as they're mixed in. So rolling high or low here doesn't really matter. Tagar, who unfortunately is not here for us tonight, so I rolled. The Marine sees another Marine doing something against regulation. GM's choice as to the severity and legality. They must pass a mobility versus observation roll to see if they are noticed. What do they do if they are detected? So I rolled to see which Marine this was, and completely by random it turned out to be Johnson, our new face here. So Johnson, please give me, I already rolled for his mobility. I won't let you know what he rolled yet. Please give me an observation roll to see if you happen to notice this.
Just one.
Are you happy with that, or do you want to push?
We'll push.
Okay.
Just one.
You notice him. And
Oh,
what is it that he notices you doing that you'd rather him not notice?
Broderick occasionally sells contraband.
Oh boy. What kind of, anything in particular?
Probably, just like smokes that they can't get, maybe stronger stuff, maybe, weed, things
You
he's
get it
able
on
to-
base, like the old prison pocket.
Who knows? He wouldn't tell you.
Hey, maybe this goes into
Buying from him.
maybe this goes into the logistics officer. Maybe he's got some greasy fingers there. We already know he was handing out goods to Cruz, right? So
Right. You never know.
look at the story builds itself, man. That's world building right there.
Amazing.
So
How do you do it, Chris?
you just leave it to the dice, man. The dice do all the work. I just typed some things into this blinding white file in front of me. I did ask Eric what his character would do, but he hasn't responded to me, probably because he has tournament. So we'll see what Tagar decides to do, if anything, with that knowledge. But you know that he knows that you know that you saw him see you. So,
I know that he knows that I know that he saw me.
Yep. Okay. O'Connell. I think I rolled the most interesting one for you.
Oh God.
The Marine receives a medal or commendation concerning their actions during the previous mission. Is it well deserved, or is someone giving them a bump for unknown reasons? So, between now and the next mission, one day, you are approached by the synthetic Roy. And he finds you, doing whatever it is that you're doing at the moment. And he says, PFC O'Connell, would you please come with me? I have a priority call on the line for you.
Synths can't be ranking officers, can they? They're normally warrant officers, right?
Yes, he is a warrant officer. And you know that Lieutenant Casados basically uses him as her right hand, and everybody knows that Staff Sergeant Szymborski is a little upset with that because he thinks she relies too heavily on the synthetics, and you can tell he's not the type of guy that necessarily trusts synthetics like some people do. So,
All right.
take that for what it is.
Yeah, right. I figured this was coming. All right, let's get it over with.
All right. Actually, you know what? I think I did some things out of order here. Where are my notes? Oh, no, this is happening first. Okay. Or during, doesn't matter. Okay, so anyway, you're brought into a room like we saw similar with Cruz a couple missions ago. It's one of the private areas where you can take a private call, and so it's a small room, and a little vid screen pops up, and you see a man who your character may or may not recognize. Go ahead and give me a wits test at -1.
That's not going to be a lot of dice.
I didn't think so, but...
Hey, that's Cruz's normal wits.
Okay.
Ouch.
So, you see a man who is clearly a Marine. He's wearing a uniform. He's got a very big jaw, big nose, maybe even cauliflower nose, like it's been broken a couple times. He's wearing a Colonial Marine ball cap, and it just seems like no matter how he moves or where he's sitting, it's always like the hat is just kind of covering his eyes. You can't ever quite see his eyes. He's got a big cigar in his mouth, and you can tell that his insignia indicates that he is the rank of a colonel. You would also hazard to guess... well, actually, maybe you don't, because he didn't roll very well. But when the call comes up, the name that's displayed is Colonel Thomas A.W. Spears. And this is the man you see when you eventually hit the button to start the call.
Okay.
And astute listeners may recognize this character from the extended universe.
Go. Getting busted down in rank again. All right.
You turn the call on?
I turn it on. Private First Class O'Connell reported.
Eddie's Marine. Says, you know who I am?
Recognize the name, yes, sir?
It's all right if you don't. Colonel A.W. Spears. Got a, well, wanted to congratulate you on your last mission, PFC. Did a fine job out there. You had the right idea with those folks. Leaving them down there was no good fate. But I understand why you couldn't pull the trigger. But had you done so, I think it would have been the right choice. So don't be too bothered by what your CO might say about that. General Vaughn herself wanted me to deliver this message to you.
General.
That's right.
Yeah. I appreciate that. That's a bit of a load off my mind, to be honest.
It's tough times, PFC. Sometimes we gotta make tough calls. That's what the General needs. She needs Marines like you that are willing to make those calls so we can put these UPP bastards back where they came from.
Yes, sir.
Not to mention, capturing the commander of a UPP black site base? Yeah, that doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, I did that at the begrudging of my superior officer. I think he wanted to kick his teeth in a little bit more, but thought he'd be good in one piece.
Yeah, well, he's UPP, so he probably doesn't need all his teeth, but regardless, bringing him back was the right call, and in at least one or two pieces is preferred, so General Vaughn is very pleased with that, and he like lights up the cigar, takes a big huff on it, lets out the smoke. Still, even though like he kind of leans back in his chair, you still can't really see his eyes with the ball cap. And he says, suffice to say, the data you recovered and the information we're going to get from that synth and from our prisoner here, suffice to say, that's exactly what General Vaughn's been looking for. So, just wanted to let you know she extends her thanks.
Please return my gratuity.
I will indeed, PFC. Well, you stay safe out there, and you keep making the Marine Corps proud.
Sir, yes, sir.
And he leaves you with just a lingering smirk, and then the call goes off.
Some Inspector Gadget shit right here.
It's totally Dr. Claw. Gadget.
I imagine since we're in the future, also our calls are kind of like, Regal's 4DX, so I could smell the cigar smoke. It blows in my face, maybe even.
Oh, no. It's shitty, grainy footage that is flickering in and out. No.
It's like 70s technology.
It really is, yeah. I mean, if you were like maybe the lieutenant, she probably has a better vid phone, but not you. So, okay. It's a character from the comic books, actually. Spoilers, but we won't go any further there. I didn't realize that until I started doing some research today. Finally, Cruz. Oh, I'm sorry, not finally, but Cruz and Ogata. Cruz, your event. And the reason I asked you to think about a new character. A new recruit has caught the Marine's attention. Maybe they impress them in some way. Maybe the Marine feels sorry for them. Or perhaps the Marines see something of themselves in the new recruit. Whatever the reason may be, the Marine decides to take the new recruit under their wing and show them the ropes. And basically the main thing here was you would make a new character for the platoon. So just tell us a little bit about this new guy. We don't have to go into stats and stuff, but that's why I asked for at least like a name and what they do, and what is it that has caught Cruz's eye that makes him feel like, yeah, I want to help this guy.
Well, Cruz is kind of like not able to do anything, so he's probably going around places he used to go, like the range, when they're doing drills and stuff. He'll see maybe the new recruit's super shitty at shooting for some reason.
Okay.
Just barely passes tests, and he feels bad, especially when he's getting chewed out. So Cruz, being not too bad at it, would try to give him pointers and things.
And does this Marine have a name yet?
No, but I'll come up with one by the end of the session for sure.
All right. And what MOS are we thinking?
MOS. Let me take a look at the MOSs. It's been a little while.
Could just make him another Rifleman. We don't really have many of those in the platoon, even though they're supposed to be the most numerous.
Right. Just a new recruit Rifleman couldn't make it out of any of the other MOSs, so
okay.
Bottom of the barrel, not good at his job.
Well, he thanks you for the pointers, and why don't you go ahead and give me a command test? Let's see how good your instructions are.
Oh, okay. Could I do manipulation?
No, you're trying to inspire the guy.
Yeah, well,
not great. Okay.
Not great. Obviously, he's going to push that to not look like a schlub.
Okay, there you go.
At least one. All
right. Yeah, he takes a few more shots and he starts hitting the target a little bit. Not perfect, but he's actually hitting the target this time. So
that's good.
He seems to not be like getting as caught off guard by the kickback of the rifle. So, and he like instantly he's like kind of excited. He's like, oh, like see that I actually hit it this time. Great. Like,
yeah, way to go, man.
So yeah, you got like a new protege, shall we say?
A little buddy.
All right. Ogata. Got a couple things for you. First off, your event. So between this last mission and this current mission, I rolled the Marine can't find their signature item. Did they misplace it? Is someone playing a prank? Or did they leave it behind on the last mission? The Marine should have a chance to recover it, otherwise they do not have it for the next mission. So I made a couple rolls here to see what was going on. So I already have that all in place. I need you to make an observation test at -1 to see if you're able to locate it before the mission.
Oh, ignore that roll. I got to do the -1. -1. There we go. Ooh, no success.
Do you want to push?
Pushing adds a stress, yeah?
Yes.
And the item removes the stress.
The item lets you remove a stress once per session.
Sure, let's push it. Two successes.
Okay. So you're looking around like, where the fuck? And what is your signature item again?
It's a little toy car that was gifted to him back when he was a child from his mother.
Okay. What kind of car are we thinking? Is it like a little fire truck, like a
a little red hot rod?
Okay, like a Hot Wheels type car?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So that's what I thought it was. Just want to make sure. So you're looking around like, where the fuck did I leave this thing? Like, you're getting a little, anxious, right? It means something to you. And then you're walking around the ship, and you go to get a snack from the vending machine, and you see that it's been put in the vending machine, and you have to spend like $5 in order to get to where it is to get it out.
Who the fuck took my card?
So do you pay the $5 to get it out?
Yeah, I'd pay the $5 to get it out, of course.
So, like...
Begrudgingly, the whole time, like...
so...
It's crumpled, it comes out, doesn't take like an air, put the thing in.
So, Carvalho's standing behind you waiting to get a snack, and he's like, what are you buying, the whole fucking store, man? Come on. And then you finally get this thing, right? And he's like looking at it like, how the fuck did that get in there? And then you both hear like a snicker, and you see like standing around the corner, like a fucking douchebag in high school, is Boomhauser, and he is like almost crying. He's laughing so hard.
Oh my god, we're getting bullied as a squad now.
Oh, listen, we have to just throw a punch. This is bullshit.
I will approach Boomhauser. And
he's like, I thought you were never gonna find it.
Well, you cut out there.
He goes, I thought you were never gonna find it.
I'll just go walk up to him, and I'm basically going to attempt to grab him by the head and just kind of slam him against a nearby table.
Oh shit! Okay. I would not do that to a guy who is a cross between Dave Bautista and Sylvester Stallone. But hey, you do you.
Really?
Did you see
that's not a great idea.
Did you see his artwork? I'll show it to you again, just so you know what you're doing.
Huge.
Oh yeah, that's a bad idea. This is a real bad idea.
Ogata's like 180 pounds soaking wet.
Okay. Well, he's not expecting it, so I won't give him a defensive roll. So go ahead and give me a close combat roll.
I'm just now noticing my character sheet at my skills.
Oof.
Oh, that's one. That's way more than I would have expected. Why is that 9 dice?
Mistakes were made.
Oh, okay. I'll push.
Yeah.
I have a success.
One's all you needed.
All right. So you grab him by the head. You smash his head into what, like the wall?
Into like a cafeteria table. Yeah.
Okay, let me see how he reacts to this, because he might get angry or he might just think it's hilarious. So, let's see. Yeah, we'll roll this.
My D100 emotional chart.
Yeah. He like swears a bit. He's like, "Oh, fucking hell!" And then he like kind of like blinks, and he's like, "Damn, Ogata. All right, this is just a fucking joke, man."
A joke? This is the joke to you? Going through my personal stuff, taking my items and putting into a vending machine? Would you take that as a joke?
Yeah, that's why I did it, man. It's no harm, no foul. Fucking hell, man. Damn, all right.
And then I'll kind of reach into my pocket and like grab like a pain pill and like flick it at him. It's like a minor pain pill.
Okay.
A single ibuprofen.
Yeah, exactly.
He grabs it and he kind of gives you like a toothy grin, and then he's not sure what to make of it, but he seems more jovial than upset. So he's like, "All right, note to self: the fucking medic can't take a joke. Jesus."
And then I'll leave the cafeteria.
And that's how he got this mark on his head in his artwork. Is from getting his head smashed in the table. Look at that.
The story is literally writing itself.
It is. It is. It's amazing. Okay, cool. I dig that. So that's all your nonsense that happens as you guys are, getting ready for the next mission, so on and so forth. However, a few other things happen worth noting. So, Ogata, between the last mission and this mission, does your character, would he try to research or otherwise investigate anything about the goo or the black goo or the urns or anything like that from the last mission? would he have any interest in that, or would we just be like, whatever, just another day?
I think he would take more interest in the goo itself, because that's something he was like very closely interacting with, and he saw how those cultists were like swimming in the goo and very much using it for the rituals.
Okay.
So he's like, what is this stuff? And he wants to know if it, for his own interest, he wants to know what kind of potential medical or side effects it might actually have, for people who are affected by it.
Okay.
Outside of what he saw, of course, but
Sure.
just to learn more about it.
All right. I figured that'd be the case, but I didn't want to assume.
Sure.
So, okay. So, between the last mission and this mission, you have tried every possible thing you could think of to learn more about this, and no matter what you research, where you look, what you try to access, it is like there is no record of that having been part of the last mission. You are unable to access any of your after-action reports that the 5 of you filed after the mission, and there is no official listing of it, like in any way, shape, or form. Like, you're barely able to find information that the mine had a problem. And when you do, it's very, very vague, like, there was a mining accident. And, like, that's it.
Then what I would do, if I have access to these reports...
I mean, you can try to request them, and in this case, you're guessing because you were on the mission, you're allowed to look at them, and it's very clearly been either altered or redacted, or maybe the other Marines in the squad didn't even mention it, which seems unlikely to you, but could be.
Do I have the ability to modify the reports in any way?
No, not after they've been submitted.
Then at that point, I would reach out to Schmidt and be like, hey, I went through the reports of the last mission. Why is there information missing from the official reports? Why are you hiding critical information?
Why am I hiding critical information? I ain't hiding no information. Everything should be in the report.
It's not in the report. Have you read the reports?
I haven't looked at it since we submitted it.
I'll shove a piece of paper in his face.
It's a data pad. It's not a piece. There's no paper here.
Whatever, sure.
We
a
can't,
data pad.
we can't afford paper in
No
the
trees
future.
in space.
Sure.
Yeah, so trees, unless it's the wood Eldar, then there's lots of trees in space.
You were down those tunnels. You know what we saw. We saw that goo did those people down there, and it's just missing from the logs.
These are clearly just redacted. None of this looks like what we initially wrote in our reports before we submitted them.
Did you actually report it?
I did, yes.
So command's covering it up, is what you're saying.
I mean, it would seem that way. I mean, judging how whatever this goo was turning people into weird creatures.
Did we have any samples of the goo?
No, everything was taken once you guys got on board. You guys were put through decon, and they took anything you guys brought.
Okay.
Which, I don't recall if you guys actually brought any urns back. I think you let the Blackguard do that. I might be mistaken. But I think you guys were like, well, they're doing it, so we'll just focus on the cultists and getting out of the mine before it gets blown up.
Yeah, I don't recall us bringing one.
Okay.
We'll have to look into this further.
Yeah.
Clearly that black goo is unnatural.
That makes me wonder about our recent mission then. How much of that's gonna get brushed under the table.
Have you double-checked the reports since you filed them?
Not really. Been kind of busy with training, so before we get back into cryo sleep.
Look into it.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into it. Make sure everything's there.
All right. Well, before we go to that, one other little side thing here. O'Connell, you get a, for lack of a better term, whatever they call it in the, year of Alien, an email. And it is from your friend, Ishigara.
Forgot about that, to be honest. All right. What's it say?
It's very short, just a couple sentences. It says, WY Commandos dispatched to Simbaris. Thought you'd want to know. Not sure
That's
on
where
the
we
details.
just left, isn't it?
Yes. And the last thing says, not sure on the details. Digging further.
All right.
And he probably ends with like a question like, what the hell happened down there, or something to that effect.
Do I need to do another com tech, to tighten the security on this, or anything like that, or is that pretty much fixed? Because I'm better at that now.
Yeah, I think you could try. It's been long enough. I think the first time you did what, -1? When you made the roll, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, if you want to, you're going to have to crank it up to -2.
Yes, yes. I'll burn a kit in the process. Electronic tools, Comtech, and bypass doesn't work for this, but okay. So -2.
Bypass the email.
I'm in.
Hacker man.
So.
Dude, just pull, just
It's
pull.
pretty much flat.
Yep, pull a Johnson and just have a electronic tool in each hand.
Right. Can I push?
You can. Yes.
Just god awful roll there. And it continues.
Okay. So you are unable. You're really not sure how to make this any more secure than you already have. Like, it would probably take stuff beyond your current skill set or capability, just because you're getting into territory of security measures and things that you're not familiar with, especially because you're dealing with something that has to do with Weyland-Yutani and the corporate side of things. You know, you feel pretty confident on the Marine side of things, but as far as, like, what kind of things it goes through to get to Weyland-Yutani, that's where you're losing it.
Okay. I'll reply with UPP, experimenting with possible BW, capital BW, lowercase s.
Mm-hmm.
Potential. Are there now a potential extraterrestrial fauna involved?
I'm making some notes here right now, so I keep this little side quest going. Okay.
Now, we didn't, and if memory serves, we did not encounter any kind of urn or black goo in the lab.
You did not.
I don't think. It was just the queen that we saw, really.
That was the only evidence of anything alien that you saw.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that is the message you send off to him. The last thing that happens before the next mission begins is, one by one, you are each called into a meeting, and this is Cruz, not Johnson, with Lieutenant Casados, Staff Sergeant Zimborski, and Roy the Synthetic. And Schmidt, you are the first one called in, and I'm going to... Can I deafen people? You said I can deafen people, Scaarr, in this?
Yeah, you should be able to right-click on them.
All right.
And it gives the options, the red normally.
Server deafen, that's what I need to do?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to deafen and mute you and Cruz, because this has to do with the last mission. Ogata, since you weren't there, it doesn't really matter if you hear this or not. So, for the sake of our listeners. So, this will take a few minutes, but we'll be right back to you, Scaarr and Sean. All right. So, they've been taken out of the call, so you are brought into a small room, Schmidt, and you see the three of them are there. Roy is standing off to the side. Zimborski is standing with his arms crossed, and Lieutenant Casados is standing in front of a table. There's a chair on one side for you, obviously, and there's a chair for her. And she says, Sergeant, have a seat.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, she says, tell me what happened on the last mission.
Do you want the full story, or just when we were infiltrating the base?
You know exactly what I want to know about.
All right. Well, as we infiltrated the laboratory, we were met with the UPP experimenting in some way on a bunch of, humans. In addition to that, in another part of the laboratory, we did happen to come across another experiment of the sorts, which you could probably see from our cameras, to be some sort of alien-like creature, fairly huge. Quite terrifying, to be honest. But other than that, we extracted the data that we needed to get, with the exception of additional data that was incomplete, but I believe enough to.
At this point, Staff Sergeant Zimborski interrupts you, and he says, Sergeant, why did you leave your synth and one of your squad mates down there alone? Despite advice from your Lance Corporal suggesting otherwise.
Well, seeing how there were people being tested on, I can clearly see that our, O'Connell wanted to do something right for them, and I let him have that choice.
You see, he gives a look to Casados, and Casados says, you think euthanizing civilians is good?
Well, I can't say I knew he was going to be euthanizing. That, to my perspective, I thought he was just going to let them go.
Zimborski looks like he's turning red with anger, and he says, you know damn well what the PFC was going to do. He's like, do you think your CO is stupid? We have video, we have audio, and we have testimony from Herschel, who, by the way, if you don't recall, is a goddamn synthetic and can't tell any lies. What the fuck were you thinking, Sergeant?
Well, if you talk to Herschel, then you also know that Herschel did not want to leave without doing something. So,
yeah, it's clear the synth wanted to save them, not execute them.
I don't know anything about executing them. That was not to my knowledge.
You see he's about to, scream something, and Lieutenant Casados holds her hand up. She says, let me make this perfectly clear, Sergeant. You are in an officer's role for a reason. It is your job to lead the squad, not only to the mission's completion, but to safety, and make sure they get out alive. Their lives are your responsibility. And as far as I'm concerned, they are your number one priority. Mission be damned. And even considering executing civilians, you should be happy I don't demote your ass right now. And then you conspire to leave it out of your reports?
Well, that's to my choice. I don't feel like it was necessary. Again, like I said, I don't recall him mentioning executing them.
You don't think leaving a Marine behind in a top secret base when more UPP are about to be up your ass and there's all sorts of black projects going on, you don't think that's worth me knowing about?
In all honesty, I partially do not think it's worth you knowing about, since, I just offhand, our first mission, it seems to be completely changed on our reports, and I'm curious onto why that is. So it makes me think that whatever I put in these reports does not matter, because it gets changed regardless for your guys' benefit.
You see she looks at Zimborski, who gives a look back to her, and give me a wits roll here. Or manipulation.
Manipulation, okay.
Yeah.
I can use my strength for that.
No, this is, you're not trying to intimidate her. This is try to sense what she's feeling right now, what she's thinking. It's like a sense motive type thing.
Manipulation.
Okay. Do you want to push?
Can I use a story point?
Yes.
I will
So that'll give you an automatic success. You burn one of the story points. You can tell that she looks insulted that you're suggesting that either A, she had anything to do with changing the reports, or B, that she's the one doing it, or she looks insulted that you think she's trying to cover something up. You can instantly tell that from the way she looks at you. And she says, Sergeant, you know there are things above your pay grade, and you damn well know there's things above my pay grade. If the higher-ups change the reports, that's for them to decide what to do. You know the shit that we're starting to deal with now is some top secret shit. Do you really think everything in those reports that you just gave me is gonna stay the way it is? Project Marana, Dark Star program? Of course not. Get your head on straight, Sergeant, okay? She's like, I'll make this really clear. I expect better of you. I expect you to put your men and women's lives before everything. The mission and before your own life, if it comes to that. She's like, either be a better leader or I'll find somebody who will. Now get your ass out of here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We're going to switch you out for Scaarr. Scaarr, welcome back.
Hi.
So you are brought into a meeting with Lieutenant Casados, Staff Sergeant Zimborski, and Roy, who are waiting for you in a room. There's a single table, and there's a chair on either side of the table. Zimborski's arms are crossed. He looks upset. Casados is patiently sitting in the chair, and Roy is standing off to the side with his hands just in front of him. When you get in, the sergeant tells you to have a seat.
All right, yeah, I give a salute and have a seat.
Lieutenant Casados says, PFC, I would like you to tell me what happened on the last mission.
I give pretty much a rundown of everything, and once we get to the people that are hooked up to the neurovisor, I believe it's called. And I'm vague. Yeah, so Horschel brought up maybe trying to do something for them. Went back for a sec, see if there was anything that could be done. Quickly found out there wasn't. Rendezvoused back with the squad. That was it. Got out.
You see Zimborski is starting to turn red with anger. He says, you want to try that a second time, Marine, but maybe without all the bullshit? Or do I need to remind you that we have cameras, audio, and a fucking synth that was there that can tell us everything that happened?
With all due respect, sir, Herschel was with me. You should have the recording of everything that happened. Everything that happened. He's kind of getting a little broken up. Everything that went down.
By broken up, do you mean like emotionally, like getting like?
He starts stuttering. He starts kind of like losing focus. Nothing really that I seemed pertinent to my report. I tried to go help him and I couldn't. That was about it.
Does O'Connell believe that when he says it?
Yeah. He is, in his mind, being factual. He went back to try to help them, and he couldn't.
Okay.
He's leaving out. Obviously, he couldn't because of his own emotions. But yeah.
All right. I'm gonna make a roll here for Casados. She says, O'Connell, I understand why you felt the need to go back. I understand why you considered pulling the trigger, and I certainly understand why you didn't. And that is the only reason your ass is not in the brig right now.
He just kind of nods silently.
She says, this is not an easy line of work. I acknowledge that, but I expect better from the soldiers under my command. And believe me, I'll be having words with everyone in your squad about this. It seems right now, the Lance Corporal might be the only one with any sense of direction on his shoulders. What I don't understand is the need to try to cover this up and lie to me, when you all very well know that you couldn't hide this.
I don't really see where I lied on my report. Like I said, it didn't seem pertinent to the mission. Nothing was actually done.
What you lied about is not telling me that one of the soldiers in my platoon was considering euthanizing a dozen civilians.
You know in the report what they were there for, right? Like, there's no question about it. What they were doing to them. From a military standpoint, what I'm doing would have probably been a favor to the UA, too. If they're experimenting with human beings to control these fucking monsters.
Give me a manipulation test.
Did I get better at that? No. Okay. Nervous twitch.
Okay. So, you don't pass. You can't tell what she's thinking, but your stress goes up by another point. She says, the next time you're thinking about executing a bunch of civilians, I want you to stop and think long and hard about what you're doing. I want you to think about your wife and your kids back home. And I want you to think if that's the type of man that you want to be for your family. If I ever find out that you and your squad pull some shit like this again, and you try to hide it from me, I'll get your asses court-martialed myself. Do better.
You know, I wanted to do this cliche at least one point in this campaign that now seems appropriate.
Okay.
You know, LT, permission to speak freely.
You see Zimborski looks like he's about to jump over the table and strangle you, but she holds her hand up. And you can't tell if she's amused, interested to hear what you say, or befuddled. But she says, go ahead.
No, fine, because this is like just not a thing. So, for my future reference, if one of these UPP civilians are hooked up to one of these machines and are controlling one of these monsters that is ripping my squad apart, you're telling me I can't put them down?
You kill the monster. You don't kill a civilian. Now get the fuck out of here.
Hands up. Salutes.
All right. We'll switch it over to Sean. Hello, Sean.
Oh boy.
So Private Cruz finds himself hobbling to a meeting room on his crutch, or crutches, and you pass O'Connell on your way there, who looks visibly shaken.
Oh boy.
He's twitching, he's sweating, he looks a little pale, and he looks emotionally distraught and frustrated. You get to this room. Lieutenant Casados is there, sitting in a chair. Staff Sergeant Zimborski standing there with his arms crossed, looking very angry. And you see Roy the Synthetic is standing off in a corner with his hands just collapsed in front of him. The lieutenant says, Private, have a seat.
Do like the proper salutes or whatever, and then take a seat.
Tell me what happened on the last mission.
So we arrived and started to interact with a number of the locals.
And if you wanna speed up so you don't have to spit out the whole thing, is there anything you don't tell her?
No. I think I put everything in the report, so I just spit out the same thing as the report.
And if I recall in your report, you do mention that at some point they went off, right? And
right.
You didn't really know what was going on because, one, you were up top, and two, I mean, you didn't have a visual. You just had what they were saying, right?
Right.
Okay.
And then 3 of them came up first, and then the other 2 came up afterwards, right?
What do you think PFC O'Connell and Herschel were doing down there?
So, from what I had heard, did I hear, like, any of the comms that they were talking about when he was trying to, like...
Assume you heard the whole thing, because they never said they switched to private comms, so...
I mean, it sounded like they were trying to euthanize people who were being used for UPP science experiments.
And this is me to you, not Lieutenant. Did you put anything like that in your report? Like, did you speculate what they were doing at all, or just, like, they disappeared? I'm not sure why.
He wouldn't have speculated, because he didn't, like, prove, but if they're asking him directly, like, if he's...
Okay.
What the speculation is, he'll respond, yeah.
And what would lead you to that assumption?
They were still on comms actively, so it sounded like that's kind of what they were talking about.
You see the sergeant leans in. How come that's not in your report?
Because I had no way of knowing for sure. I was unfortunately stuck up top.
You see the 3 of them kind of look at each other for a moment. Then Casados looks back at you. How has PFC O'Connell been handling the last few assignments? You can speak freely.
Yeah, he's been waking up in, like, cold sweats every time we get out of hypersleep, like drenched. We're only in there for a few days, and he is soaked. And so yeah, something seems to have really shaken him. But I would say probably not good.
Any idea what that might be?
No, I've talked to him a couple times, tried to check in. He doesn't really tell me what's going on, and hasn't really expanded on what's been shaking him in his dreams.
Okay. I'm gonna need a manipulation roll from you.
Right.
This is opposed against the lieutenant.
Wow, that's a great roll.
Do you
I
want to
guess
push?
I'll push. Yeah. 2 successes.
All right.
And I'm telling the truth from what I know, right?
I don't believe you guys put in your report that he executed Mystery, unless I'm mistaken.
I believe I have not hidden anything in my reports.
Okay, then. In that case, the sergeant would say, "Are you sure? Maybe not something that happened in the last mission?"
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he would have mentioned that if that was kind of, because he kind of assumed that was in the reports, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's fine. We can assume it was in the report.
Yeah. On the first mission we went on, there was a woman who was showing signs of infection, and he did execute her, or I guess mercy kill. Private Ogata had given her some kind of sedative, so it wouldn't be awake or alive, but after seeing what people became under those things, the group seemed to think it was the right thing, and I agreed with them.
She shakes her head for a moment, and she looks up at you. Private, I want you to know that I'm proud of the fact that you're one of the members of the squad that didn't try to hide something here.
Okay.
She says...
Other members of the squad tried to hide things?
That's neither here nor there.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about them. You need to worry about yourself. And what I'm telling you is that I'm a good judge of character. There's a reason I am where I am. And she looks to Roy and Sergeant Zaborski. You see they kind of exchange looks. I believe everyone should be commended when they do a job and they do it well. And I equally believe people should be held accountable when they fall short. And if it's because they didn't know any better, it's my job to teach them. If it's because they refuse to do the right thing, they need to be disciplined. So, I want you to know that I'm proud of your actions on the last mission, at least given the circumstances. And I appreciate and expect your honesty in all future endeavors when you're under my command.
Yeah, definitely.
She says it's not just knowing how to aim a gun and pull a trigger that makes a good Marine. Let that be your teachable moment for today. And they dismiss you, and as you're leaving, she says, I noticed you took a liking to the newbie. Use this as a chance to make them a good soldier, too.
I'll do what I can.
Doesn't matter if you're at the bottom of the ladder or the top of the hill. Someone is always watching. Anything you do can have an effect on so many others, so many things around you. remember that.
I will. Thank you.
She says, you're not going to be going on the next mission, given your foot and all. I'm not about to send an injured Marine into whatever assignment we're going to have next. So get some rest, recoup, and hopefully you'll be ready to go next time, okay?
I definitely will be ready for the next mission. For sure.
I don't doubt it. And she, waits for you to salutes you back, and you're dismissed.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let me get the others back in here. All right, guys. Haven't done that since Gallows Geist Season 2.
We did it in Part of Darkness.
Felt
That's
like I
right,
got called
you
into the principal's office.
Yep.
I feel you on that.
Sometimes there's got to be a little bit of pee-pee slaps to get everybody in charge, get things back on track. So,
A little bit of pee-pee slaps.
yeah, you never heard that term?
Enters the Zohan.
Yeah. All right, well, we're at our halfway point, so let's take our break, and then we can dive into the next mission. So get some Dr. Pepper, refill your cups with facehuggers, and we will be right back.
Here people is.
So I guess we're just going to turn this into the pet podcast, because, it'd probably get a lot more viewers, I'm sure. But, all right. So, to bring to an end the drama of the last mission, everyone of the squad, obviously not the two new characters that are joining, and not Cruz because he's injured, find themselves a lot of extra duties. There's, what did Eric call it? I think it's called, was it Fire Patrol? Well, let me see what the term was that he sent us. Fire Watch, which is, or not Fireworks, Barracks Duty, which is a 24-hour, basically guard rotation shift in which you generally only get about 4 hours of sleep.
Fun.
Lots of cleaning duties. So, things like go clean out the hangar, wipe down this random metal bars that no one gives a fuck about, but make sure it shines. Sergeant Zimborski rides the three of you pretty hard, especially O'Connell and the Sarge. So you guys get a whole lot of no sleep and a whole lot of extra shit that you have to do. And Sergeant, you're actually even tasked by Roy. Roy comes to you and gives you a task from the lieutenant, and you're actually forced to write basically a short essay on leadership qualities.
Oh my God.
And basically they ask you, this is legit. Eric told me this is stuff they will make you do in the military. So you are told to write an essay explaining what quality of leadership you think you failed at and you need to improve on from the last mission. And
So you have to do that in real life right now.
Yep.
Right? We'll wait.
So I'll need that by next session. So yeah, you're and Sergeant, Roy just gives it to you very matter-of-factly because he's an android, but Zimborski makes you feel like you're an idiot every time he brings it up.
Yeah.
So that's what you guys get to do for basically any time that you're not in cryosleep. But eventually, about 4 or 5 days later, after your mission at Symbaris, you guys are put into cryo, and once again, you all have these weird, strange dreams. It's more intense for all of you, but as usual, O'Connell, you seem to suffer the worst. With these nightmarish visions of O'Connell, you especially, because yours are so vivid and so intense, you recognize it as it looks similar to the alien you saw in the lab. when you see this black, shiny, wet environment that you're in, it looks like similar to the skin or the exoskeleton of the creature. You don't actually see the creature, you don't see any aliens or anything like that, but that's all you can think of, is that there's some connection there. And as usual, when you guys get out of cryo, it's probably the first time Broderick really has this happen, maybe. But it's definitely the first time Broderick sees how shooken up O'Connell is when he comes out of the cryo, like he hasn't slept at all. All of you are pretty shooken up, but O'Connell especially looks, as usual, like he's physically ill when you guys get out of cryo. And, as usual, Roy eventually comes into the room. Herschel's there as well, helping get you guys ready. Looks like there's no rush this time. There's no alarms or anything. And, Roy says, you'll be needed in the conference room in an hour. Get yourselves ready. And Herschel's there he's got some hydration pills for you guys. Asks if he can get you guys anything else. And is trying to help you guys wake up as best you can. Maybe he even gives you a coconut Dr. Pepper to start the day off, If he was a good android, that's what he would do.
Yeah, at this point, O'Connell is like Sergeant Apon and aliens. Like, he's got the cigarettes in cryo with him, and the first thing he does is pop one in his mouth. Shaking, hands shaking, sweaty probably.
Herschel says, those things will kill you, PFC. You can't tell if he's trying to make a joke or if he's being serious.
Al just lets out a long sigh and looks at him as he lights it.
And then he rambles on about, some statistics of lung cancer. And you're realizing he was probably being serious.
Yeah, Horschel, I think a bullet's gonna end it before these do. Kind of goes with the job.
I would hope not.
Yeah, that makes two of us. He kind of passively walks by him and gets suited up.
All right. So the five of you find yourselves in the meeting room, as usual. And once again, Casados is there with Roy. Morning, Marines. Hope you stowed your teddy bears. Time to earn some paychecks. 6 weeks ago, frontline hospital corps ship called the UAS Glory was returning to Tithonus. She ran into some trouble. Ship squawked out an SOS, went down over O'Bannon's world. Lost herself beneath the jungle canopy. Now you get to go get her out. Trees here are a bitch. Mother can't visually confirm the location of the crash ship, and this damn moon's magnetic poles make her orbital sensors all but useless. But you're going to be taking a Mr. Gannon with you, company insurance rep. He's here to assess the damage to the Glory and determine what caused the crash. And as she's saying this, you see that Roy brings in a young, probably in his 20s, looking individual who is wearing a Weyland-Yutani uniform. Basically, he's got like a vest over his outfit. It's got the Weyland-Yutani logo. And I have some artwork here to show you. Caucasian man, clean-shaven, kind of blondish hair. Looks completely out of his element.
Deer in headlights right there.
Yep. He's here to assess the damage to the Glory and determine what caused the crash. He's handy, too. He's got the transponder codes and a tracking PDAT that you'll use to find the wreck. So once you're in the atmosphere, he can get you guys to wherever it is. The magnetic interference from the moon makes surface-to-ship communications impossible. So Weaver's going to have to basically do flyovers, come up through the atmosphere and poke her head up if she wants to get a message out to us. When you do find it, we're going to load up some drums of QTC. Your mission is to get in there, get the black box, flight recorder, extract any survivors, and then blow that thing to hell so we don't leave anything salvageable behind. Any questions? Good.
How many crew was on the ship when it crashed?
She looks to Roy, and Roy says, I can give you all relevant data that you'll need. I'm sorry, you're corporal or private? Private.
I am corporal.
Oh, you are corporal, okay. So yeah, he'll say, I'll get you all relative data that you need, corporal.
Thank you.
Any dangerous fauna on this planet?
Roy steps forward. Indeed. O'Bannon's world is known for a variety of local wildlife, fauna, and flora, much of it which is quite deadly. It is what you would classify as a jungle world. Large canopies, dark undergrowth, hot, humid conditions. Be on your guard.
Mother, is this the same planet that evac was set on? The O'Bannon's world sounds very familiar.
What evac?
The one-shot evac that came from the novels?
No, I don't. I'm almost positive the answer is no.
I think I recall seeing it on a map somewhere, but I don't know.
It is on the map here. It's actually, it's 2 parsecs away from where you guys currently... Remember, you guys were here at Symbaris. Actually, here's your ship token. So you guys are here at Symbaris, Azura Colony. So you're going to go 2 parsecs to this star right here is where O'Bannon's world is. So that is where the Tamb'itam is currently at.
What's the climate like on the planet side? You said humid jungle, but...
It's
Large canopies, dark undergrowth.
Right.
Don't ever change, Scaarr. Don't ever change. I love you. I love
What's
you
the
so
weather
much.
gonna be?
Or is
What's
it
the weather gonna be when we're there? Do we need to wear like ghillie suits? Do we need to make sure we're waterproof?
Humid,
Do we,
sweaty, uncomfortable.
You should ask Mother for a snowsuit.
a snowsuit?
You see, you could see Casados can't help but smirk a little bit. She's trying to suppress it, but you can see the corner of her mouth is kind of creeping up in a smile. And she just, like, turns and goes, "You're dismissed." And she, like, walks out of the room to almost excuse herself. And Roy says, "All right, I'll leave you to it." And he leaves you guys there with this very somewhat nervous-looking young man.
So, how'd you get this detail, bud?
Well, as your lieutenant said, I am a insurance representative for Weyland-Yutani, so they want me to assess the damage to the ship and see if we can determine what caused the crash, and I have the information that we'll need in order to track down the crash and access any data that we need to.
Great.
Just try not to get killed out there, yeah?
He looks unsure how to respond to that.
You ever been in a combat situation before?
No. I'm usually in an office of some sort.
This is the first for everything.
Usually not in the field like this.
You know,
But,
it's funny because you don't look that pot. You know, I would have never guessed.
Would not tell you mostly push papers. Not at all.
he's like, I try not to be like all the other, corporates, all the other suits, I've got my own style kind of going here. And he runs a hand through his hair like he's cool. He's not.
No. I'm just getting like the same corporate vibe I get from every single corporate person I've ever met. He's like, I'm not one of the corpse. Plastered corporate everything.
Pretty
Hello,
much.
fellow kids.
Hello, fellow Marines. All right, so you guys get to the dropship. Weaver has everything ready.
I would like to request some gear from Mother.
Oh, that's right. And then Matt, what did you ask for Roy? He'll provide you with whatever information you asked.
Oh,
him.
I wanted to ask him how many people were on the ship when it crashed. We know how many people we're looking for. It seems important. And like whatever cargo maybe have been on the ship.
He says, we don't have records of any potential passengers as far as if the ship was carrying wounded or anything like that, but the standard crew should be probably between about 20 to 30 Marines.
How big is the ship?
It's about half the size of the Tamb'itam, so I mean, it's still a space-worthy vessel, but it's not as big as your guys. So
That's a fairly substantial ship. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were doing like a
Scared to
dropship or
ask.
something. Now it's like an actual ship.
no, it's an actual ship. Yeah.
I'm scared to ask any questions that might have been covered already. Anybody on that ship? Anybody on that ship how to protect themselves? They said the land's a little hostile, or can be.
What? I don't understand. What do you mean?
Are there any armed security on the ship?
Well, it is a marine vessel, PFC. So yes, it is a UA ship. If that's what you're asking, these are friendlies.
Okay.
In theory.
Were there any messages they sent out when they were going down, or?
It was just a general SOS, and then
Gotcha.
once it was on the planet, there's no signal coming because of the interference from the magnetic moon. So
Right.
we don't even know if it's still broadcasting something or not.
Do we know how recently the ship went down?
She said
Oh.
6 weeks ago is when they got the.
6 weeks. God, they're slow.
Well, that's when we got the message, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know how fast messages travel in space.
Well, it depends on the network. You know, I mean, you guys are in UA space, so the network works pretty well. But yeah, the interference might have fucked something up. You know, it might have taken a little while to get the message. Then it got cycled to the right people. Then it got to your guys' ship, and you guys were already on mission. And then you had to, so.
We have a down ship. Who knows how many people died in the crash? They've been sitting up there for 6 weeks in a survival situation with probably no food and supplies other than what may have been able to scavenge from the ship. Probably dealing with the local wildlife and fauna. Like, they're screwed. Like, do we
Wow.
find anyone even alive out there?
Wow,
Yeah, we're stepping right
Like-
in it.
we're getting this mission off to a great start.
Just being realistic here. Like, these people are they're having a good time if they're even around to have a time.
Well, yeah. Well, let's go find the glory in all its glory. See if Mother's got anything for us.
Okay. Any extra gear you'd like to take? You guys aren't going to be issued with anything special here, other than the. You're getting 3 drums of QTC that's going to be loaded on the shuttle, and you're each going to be given a single. What is it called? Armat Type 4 breaching charge, which you'll use to put in various places of the ship. Then use the QTC to douse the ship as best you can, and then blow it up so there's nothing left.
We each get a breaching charge?
Yes.
Um,
And when I say drum, it's like a 55-gallon like oil drum filled with this stuff.
Are we able to bring any sort of like ground vehicles with us?
No.
Like a truck type thing?
No.
we're just carrying 3 of these things on our back.
Right.
Well, the idea is you'll have your dropship, you'll find the crash ship, and then the dropship will land nearby. So you're not going to be hopefully trekking miles, maybe just a little bit to get to where, unless there's a clearing nearby that it can land. But Weaver is going to land as close as she can once you guys find it.
Okay, so it won't be miles of trekking with this.
It shouldn't be, no.
I would request that we bring with us food, supplies, and water for any survivors because they're probably starving.
You can certainly do that.
Also, I want to try to requisition like a machete, for going through the jungle.
No roll required. Mother sees the sense in that. So,
Broderick will try to requisition a smart gun, citing the lack of heavy weapons in the squad and large unknown variables and lots of cover. Smart gun will make it more likely that we're able to keep our Wayland-Yutani rep alive and not killed by any local flora or fauna.
okay, I'll make you take a test, but I'll give you a +2 bonus. 1 for just a good analysis, lack of heavy weapons, and 2 for bringing up protecting a Wayland-Yutani rep. Mother loves that kind of shit.
Yeah, I fucking thought she would. Has my stress from 4 days ago gone down since I was in hypersleep or no?
What stress did you have?
I pushed some roll as Broderick.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
remember. Okay. So what roll do I need to make?
Oh, what did we make last time? I don't recall.
Manipulation, command.
No.
Does anybody remember? Adam or Scaarr, do you guys remember what we made to convince Mother?
Not off the top of my head, I don't recall.
I think it was a Comtech roll. Yeah, we'll go with Comtech.
That's the only thing that makes sense.
Okay.
I mean, it's you're not really trying to reason with her. She's just a computer, so Comtech is probably the right way to go here. Wow.
Okay, well, it looked like it was going to be 6, but I'm going to push that because I...
Did you take the 2 bonus dice?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, there you go.
1 success. What can I do with that? Let me check.
Yeah, everybody's stress is at 0 now. Other than the 1 you just gained for pushing.
Can I do... You don't need to roll to overcome this exact same challenge in the future.
Yes, if you ever request a smart gun from Mother again, you can
Sick.
get it.
We'll go with that.
While going on a jungle planet on a rescue mission for a downed UA ship.
I'll just put... If I ask for a smart gun.
Yeah, no, I won't be that. I won't be that mean.
Right.
Okay. Anything else?
Does she have any spare, like, Agent Orange?
No. Fresh out.
I'll settle for maybe some Claymores.
Got plenty of napalm. Claymores?
Claymores.
Yeah, that's good. Definitely going to need a roll. What's your reasoning to Mother why you need a landmine?
Hazardous fauna may need to establish a perimeter. Nightfall may come. We gotta sleep sometime. Contact.
She responds saying mission should not take more than a single day, so you don't get any bonuses, but you can make the test.
Yeah.
Oh, ignore that. I'm clicking the wrong thing.
Basically, she says something of the equivalent of, if it takes longer than a day, you're doing your job wrong. So do it in a day.
God.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. She'll let you take, I'll roll a D3 here. How's that? 3 landmines. Look at that.
Take it.
That's pretty good.
It's
I
pretty good.
get a mapping device.
The pups?
Yep.
It actually turns out, as you see when you guys are getting in the dropship, you see that Kent Gannon, your Wayland-Yutani rep, is carrying a case with pups that he seems to have already.
Sorry, ignore that.
Okay. All right. You guys good?
I think so.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
We have somebody. I don't know if we'll need this or if the ship's mangled. Someone. We need to get in an area on the ship that isn't opening up. We have someone with a maintenance check, right?
I have it, yeah.
Okay.
I've got electronic tools. Does someone have a cutting torch?
I got it.
Okay, I think good. Oh, I need to add the those other 2 items I rolled at the beginning.
Okay.
Can I request some additional medication, some of that napro leaf stuff, that stress-reducing stuff? In case we find anyone, they're probably going to need something to calm them down.
Yeah, I think she'd let you take more nap relief. I don't think you have to make a test for that. We'll assume you always have 5 standard, 1 for each member of the squad that's on the mission,
Okay.
and then anything additional is what you're requesting. But yeah, if she says that for, for any potential survivors, yeah, she seems to accept that. No big deal.
So should I take a larger amount then?
Yeah.
Or 5?
Well, you start with 5, and then if you want to take more, you can.
So I'm going to say 10?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
I do need an additional reload for my rifle.
Reloads you don't have to test for. That's fine. Unless it's like a RPG or so, like something like that. Okay. Just remember, everybody should have 2 reloads for their guns to start, and then if you took anything extra. Okay. So. Excuse me. You guys load up into the dropship. Weaver greets you. You haven't really had many interactions with her, Johnson. She's like, "Yeah, I don't get many ground dogs in here. Welcome aboard."
Yeah, haven't been out in a while like this, so it's gonna be a good time, I bet.
Oh, it is. Trust me, you got the best ride in the whole platoon here.
I've heard.
Ain't that right, Herschel? And Herschel looks and he nods to you. He says, "It will be an experience," as the corporal likes to say.
Fantastic.
And you see when you get into the shuttle, the dropship, that she has these jury-rigged speakers that are clearly not to code or regulation that have been strung up in here. And there's just a big-ass wire that goes from the back cargo bay, like, through, like, a modified hole in the door they made, somehow, up to the cockpit. So she fires up Kisses Detroit Rock City, and you guys take off and go screaming down towards O'Bannon's world. As you're making your way there, you can see what comes into view is a large, dark green world, very clearly covered with trees and vegetation. And as you break through the atmosphere, you can hear the crack and pop of some of your comms and the scramble of the the radio and such back to the Tamb'itam as things start to get distorted. And eventually, you guys are through the atmosphere, and there is, she says, all right, you can hear her over the comms to the back to you guys, so it's a little distorted, but she hear crackle, and she goes, all right, Sarge, we'll start doing some flyovers. I suggest we have our little guest here start doing his thing, so we track this down, because, if you want me to look with my eyes, we're going to be here all fucking day.
You got it, Weaver. All right, buddy, you're up. Don't let us down.
Of course, Sergeant. And you see that he pulls out his PDAT. It's in one of those black, cases, that, people who are really serious to, keep their thing nice, right? And it's got the Weyland-Yutani logo on it. And he opens it up, and it's clearly the Apple product version of a PDAT. Super expensive. Probably 5 to 6 times expensive as what you guys would normally have. It looks mint and pristine. It's got like an extra protective case on it in addition to the little folder, so it's like... You also notice that he has the most expensive looking combat boots you have ever seen. They look brand spanking new. You would think this guy was like a Marine in dress uniform with how shiny these boots are. That's how new they look. And just looking at them, you could be like, those are easily probably a couple grand. Like, why the fuck is he bringing these on this mission? But he looks like he's ready to go. So, he opens up this PDAT. You see he starts punching some numbers. And he puts on one of the headsets. He says, okay, Weaver, I think I've got something here. And he starts to press a few more things. And Herschel says, thank you, Mr. Gannon. I've got it. Should be easy enough. I think we've already picked up a signal. And you hear Weaver says, yep, we got a lock, Sarge. Should only be a few minutes. Should be pretty easy. And as soon as she says that, you hear the sound of something raking across the side of the dropship. And it shakes. And it shakes heavily. All of you can tell it's some sort of gunfire. So, we're going to need a little, I think, more exciting music here as this happens.
Run it in.
So, the ship rocks. Couple warning lights start going off. You hear Weaver scream, shit, we're hit! Herschel, what the fuck is on us? And you guys feel the dropship veer to one side. You can hear the sound of what sounds like some sort of heavy automated gun going off. And you can hear the screech of at least one other air vehicle nearby. And you can hear her and Herschel back and forth. Herschel's like, please brace, Marines. Evasive maneuvers in action. And back and forth, up and down. Turns into quite the bumpy ride. And eventually here Herschel says, I have an identification, Weaver. Appears to be a UPP MiG interceptor. And this goes on for a few harrowing minutes. And back and forth you hear this guy's fucking good, like kind of under her breath. You hear the cannon go off again, and the ship gets hit. And warning lights are starting to go off. You can feel the ship starting to lose altitude. And I need to make a roll for Weaver here. It's too bad our backup pilot in training isn't here. Where is her character sheet? All right, this is Weaver's first roll of the game here. She's got 2 rolls to make. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's why. I'm like, she doesn't have 11 armor. What the fuck is she wearing?
Shit.
Okay. So, despite her efforts, this guy's got the drop on you guys. Your dropship takes some heavy damage, and Weaver does actually get some damage from what's happening. You hear her scream, I'm hit! And you hear Herschel obviously trying to control things. And in his very calm, synthetic voice, he says, Sergeant, I believe Lance Corporal Weaver has gone unconscious. Strongly recommend one of you assist with piloting.
All right, I'm gonna go up there then.
So you get up there, and
Sir, I'm actually a pilot. I can help.
All right, get up there. That's fine too. Whatever works. Get us out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get up to the cockpit. You see that one of the windows has cracked, and there's a hole in one of the windows of the canopy. You can see Weaver has a bunch of blood on her side, and it looks like she's passed out. You can't tell if she's alive right now because of everything that's happening.
Right.
And you see Herschel is basically trying to get her out of the seat so you can get into the pilot seat. Give me a mobility test to get up there. And this is going to be at... I would say this is hard, so -2.
Oh, that's super good.
I mean, you are in a ship that's currently going down and being shot at.
Oof.
Oh, boy.
I guess I will push.
Hey.
Okay. Like, you get up, you almost go flying to the other side of the cargo hatch bay. You, like, land up against the door, but you steady yourself. You don't take any damage. And Herschel's very quick and efficient. He drags Weaver out. He brings her to the back, slaps her in one of the chairs, and locks her down. He puts her next to you, Ogata, so you can try to look over her while this is happening. And then he rushes back to the front and hops in the co-pilot chair. I will need a mobility roll, is it? Oh, no, it's mobility to get into the cockpit. Okay. Actually, we're going to go to the combat map here.
Oh.
Oh God.
Oh, wait, the cult... Yeah, this didn't... Don't worry about this. Let's just get rid of that. There's nothing to see here. Okay, we need your dropship. Helios 1. So cool.
Nice.
And UPP ship.
Shit, Erg 2, something, pretty inspiring for the UPP.
Here we go. MiG Interceptor. I'll show you guys some artwork here so you can see what it looks like. Little fighter jet.
Okay.
Vroom vroom.
Pretty cool.
Of course, it's got the red star of UPP glory on the bottom there.
Yeah.
Is it upside down?
No, the cockpit is the top, right where it says 33. It's got that wing on the bottom, and it's got wings on the side.
Very
Okay.
interesting denied.
You guys, you would know, at least Broderick, when you see this, you would know that these are interceptors that, just like your dropships, can go from atmosphere to orbital. So they can go into space.
Okay.
So this thing is... how many zones is it from you? It is 4 zones away, and we also have to worry about elevation in air combat as well. It is 2 zones above you, and it is 4 zones away from you. So if that's even, we'll go 1, 2. All right. So very much like regular combat, except you're using the weapons and things of the ship here. You are in your armed variant, so you do have a Gatling gun, along with it's got unguided rockets. It's got Hellhound rockets, which are like for taking out ground targets, and it has 3 air-to-missile. Air-to-air missiles as well.
Okay.
We're going to need to roll some initiative here. And I'll just put this on for the ship, and then one for this guy. Okay, Helios just above at an 8. The MiG is at 9. Okay. What would you like to do? They are currently behind you and above you.
Okay, so I can't shoot a missile behind me.
No.
But we've got a Gatling gun.
Yeah, it's nose mounted.
Okay. Is there any weapons that can shoot them?
No, not behind.
Okay. Then I guess I would like to try to, do some kind of flight maneuver where I can try to get behind them or heal quickly in the opposite direction and
Okay.
try to get behind them is the goal.
All right. So we'll do just typical actions. So You've got a fast action and a slow action. They might be different from air-to-air combat, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. So whatever 2 actions you want to take, go for it.
Yeah, let me just double check the actions. So, fast action would, like, running or driving, driving the vehicle.
Yes.
So I guess we'll do that first. Any bonuses from Herschel?
Yes, he'll give you a +1 bonus on, yeah, +1.
Okie dokie.
Let's assume he's assisting with whatever you're doing.
Okay, 1 success. We will push. Wah, wah.
Everyone gains a point of stress. As you can tell that maybe Johnson's a little out of his element here. So Johnson, you can move 1 zone. You move 1 zone vertically and also 1 zone horizontally, basically.
Okay, so we'll move up.
Okay.
I guess we'll just try to get away. So forward then.
All right, so we'll move you right here. Okay. You have another fast action if you'd like to use it for anything else.
Keep driving. Keep piloting.
Keep on flying. Find a crew and keep flying. Oh no. Okay. 3 successes. You tremble. That's probably not good for piloting, but I'll let you go extra spaces for each one. So you are at max right now. We'll see if this guy can catch up. He's going to certainly try. Do I have the stats for a random UPP pilot somewhere? Let's see.
Probably not super good, right?
I don't know. What do we got here? Just use regular pilot here. Okay, let's see what he does.
Okay.
Wow. He's fast as fuck.
Yeah.
So that was 3. All right. I think he'll try to shoot. Let's see. That's short, medium, long. You're actually out of range right now. You're beyond extreme. So we will say he's going to try another piloting to catch up.
Oh my god.
Wow. This guy is on you like glue. He's in the same zone. He's literally right behind you guys.
What the fuck?
Oh,
This thing is fast as shit.
Cool. Super cool.
Okay, next round. I guess what we'll
Gonna
do,
try
we'll
to-
put you guys over here in case you keep moving forward.
Now that he's basically, balls deep, we're gonna try to drop under him and then come back up so we can
Okay.
try to kill him. I
Do a
guess.
barrel roll.
Yeah, do a barrel roll, Star Fox.
Is there anything anyone else wants to do during this time? You guys would have actions as well.
Yeah. I want to try to get the prior pilot, get her back on her feet.
Okay.
And
Give me a medical aid at -2. She's strapped in. There's a lot of going on right now. Wow.
Yeah, I guess I gotta push that somehow. What the fuck?
Oh, well, hold on. What's going on here? Oh, I'm sorry.
I-
Okay. Ogata, you got 3 successes.
my
Okay.
medical check? Okay.
Yes. Okay. She's alive. She's currently unconscious. It looks like it's just shrapnel damage. She didn't get hit by a round or anything. It looks like it's shrapnel damage from when the shot hit the ship. You're able to patch her up, but she's in no condition to fly right now, and she's still unconscious.
Oh. Well, at least she's stable. I'll then basically put her in a seat and basically buckle her up. She doesn't fly around the ship.
Yeah, she's already
Right
buckled in.
Okay.
But if you want to use your extra successes for anything, you can.
I guess I'll use my. I can use successes to boost the quality of the test, right?
Yeah, if you go to your character sheet, there's a list of things you can do. And those are just suggestions. Go to your skills and click on the wrench next to medical aid.
Gotcha.
And again, the list there is just what is suggested. If there's something else you'd like to do it for or use it for, feel free to ask.
They recover a number of health points equal to the number of successes rolled. Basically, she got 3 health back, is what that did. So yeah, I give her 3 health.
Okay. Then she's good. She's back to full, but she's kind of out of it right now because she just got a pretty substantial thing. Sarge or O'Connell, do you guys do anything?
I'm not sure there's anything I can do.
Pray to God.
Hold on. Hold on for dear life.
Yeah.
It's
I light a cigarette. I light a cigarette at high altitude. I try to pull Romulus.
I was gonna say, yeah, you do what Bjorn did. Okay. God, spoilers.
Yeah, jeez.
Bjorn smokes a cigarette.
Super important to character's development. How could
Don't
you?
think that was a cigarette, but yes.
Sarge, how about you?
For the Gatling gun, is that all controlled up at the front, or is that a separate like seat?
Either one. You would either control from the cockpit. Yeah, I'm sorry, the co-pilot seat, or the pilot. I mean, you could ask Herschel to get out if you wanted to assist with the guns.
I'm gonna leave Herschel on that because he's probably got a better aim at that than I do, probably.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay. All right. Turn 2. Johnson, what's it going to be?
I rolled and I fucked up super bad.
Wow, 0 successes, pushes it, gets 3 face huggers.
So that's 19 dice, 0 sixes, 3 ones.
Nice. Okay.
Fuck.
Drop an item. Okay, something through all this falls off your person while you're doing this. We'll figure out what that is later.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like the fucking, it's not like the joystick or anything falls out of your hand. That's still there, still attached.
Everything just stops working. So my second fast action, I'm just gonna shoot myself in the face. Yeah.
Probably the wise
Good
choice.
idea, right? Yeah.
I would think so.
It all. Yeah.
Yeah. I will try to continue piloting and not let us die.
Okay. I approve this plan. Oh my god.
Bro, what the fuck?
Rusty cover.
Okay. I'm not going to make you get out of the pilot seat because that doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to assume right now you are just trying to evade and avoid and find a place to get the dropship to hide. Now, the dropship is losing altitude because of the damage, so that's already kind of happening anyway. However, everybody's stress goes up by 1. However, your stress goes down by 1, Johnson, but everybody else's goes up by 1 as you feel the ship take almost a nosedive towards the canopy. We'll just lower the altitude by a few steps here. All right. Anybody else want to do something on their turn?
So this ship only has the forward-mounted weapons, the missiles and the forward-mounted Gatling gun.
Yes.
Does this ship have any other manable stations other than the pilot and co-pilot seat?
No, it is just a dropship.
Does this dropship have like a back hatch that like opens up so people can like parachute out of, or no?
It does. Yeah, it's got a ramp on the back that opens up.
Do we have access to parachutes?
You don't have parachutes. You have just zip lines normally.
Zip line. You zip line out of a moving vehicle?
No, it hovers like a Harrier jet.
Okay. It seems okay.
It's the predicament.
Yeah, not a lot of options. Does anybody have any? We have any heavy weapons? Yeah. We have a smart gunner. Yeah.
He's the one.
He's flying the plane right now. I mean, you can use the heavy weapon. You don't need any special training for it.
You can open the back hatch of the ship and have the smart gunner shoot the plane behind us. I mean, that seems like a plan.
As long as you latch yourself onto something.
Well, I mean, I can't do that. That's not my thing. But someone's got to have a gun or something.
Yeah, you all, in fact, have weapons.
We are Marines. We are armed.
Okay. I'll shout out. Brace yourself. Grab on something. But we're being chased. Do what we gotta do. We're gonna open the back hatch. We're gonna shoot this thing.
Okay. Right. Do you do anything, or you just shout that?
I mean, I guess I will very cautiously get out of my seat
okay.
while holding on to as much as I can, and
I'll need a mobility roll.
Am I good at this? Probably not. Nope. Sure I'm not. Push that. That's better.
Ooh! You got two extra successes. What do you want to use them for?
Let's use that to plus modifications to later skill check. They'll give me a +2 my next time I roll it.
Okay. I dig it. All right, and what are you trying to do? You get up, you unbuckle yourself.
I unbuckle myself. I say, everyone, get your weapons ready. Aim at the back. And let's bring this thing down. And I'll push the button to the back hatch.
Oh boy! The alarm's going off.
Of course, I'm strap myself on whatever I can to just get ready. But
All right, how about this? One of your extra successes to strap yourself in to something,
okay.
And the other one you can use for the +1 later.
Okay.
And then you open the door.
Okay.
So the pressure drops. I mean, it's not dramatically because you guys are not that high up, but there's a little bit of a difference. Everybody's ears pop a little bit. O'Connell and Schmidt, what do you guys do?
I'm gonna start firing away.
All right. Luckily, it's in the same zone as you, but we're talking zones between ships, not guys on the ground. So this is going to be at long range, which is -2 to your shots. And this is also fairly difficult. So it's going to be another -2 for the difficulty. And you need a weapon that has at least long range on it. If you have that, go ahead and make attack rolls, if you wish. And you can spend your one action to aim if you want, so it'll only be -2 instead of -4.
Count that as a aiming action. All right. Woo!
O'Connell. Schmidt.
Why would he be fleeing?
I think you still had panic on you from last session. You should be...
No, I thought we got panicked during this whole flying.
You got stress.
You got stress, but you haven't rolled a panic yet tonight, have you?
No, that's right. No, I have not.
So, what was the roll? Stress +2. You have 2 stress right now?
Yeah.
Well,
I have 1 now because I think I decreased it with this roll.
No, this roll's not right because it thinks that you're already suffering from panic. Clear the panic on your character sheet. You had 2 to start when you made this roll, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like you rolled a 3, so you should be a 5, which is you're okay. So you should stay at 2 stress. You don't panic. You do burn through your clip, but you still succeed. Well, you don't succeed because you didn't have any hits, and you can't push because you have a panic. So, Schmidt, you're shooting. You unload the entire clip. Nothing connects. O'Connell, do you push or you keep the 3?
No, yeah, I'm gonna keep that. I don't want to panic.
You sure?
I'm sure. That's a pretty good roll. I'll keep it. I don't want to ruin it.
It could be better.
Solid roll.
Okay.
It's starting to sound like a deal with the dark gods over here.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. I mean, you are shooting an airplane with a gun. So, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
That wasn't my idea, but I'll be damned if I don't take the opportunity to shoot my gun. So,
good man. So, you surprisingly hit. And you got 3 successes, which is pretty damn good. So, I'll tell you what. There's a chance you can damage this thing. It has an armor rating of 7, which normally your small arms fire wouldn't do anything, but we'll assume some of these might be hitting the cockpit. So, let's see. It soaks one of those, so 3 damage. I think that's enough to make this pilot think twice, or maybe at least slow down or break off. So, he does begin to slow down. You guys start to gain a little bit. And you can tell you guys are probably going to crash anyway. So, at this point, Johnson, give me one last piloting roll to see if you can land this thing safely as you crash into the canopy of the rapidly approaching jungle canopy.
Can I touch my signature item?
Actually, what is your signature item? We don't even know yet.
It is a pair of broken sunglasses from his initial catastrophic crash.
All right. Yes, but I think it's only fair that there is a possibility that is the item that you dropped. So,
Okay.
Let's see. What else do you have on you? Like, that you'd be carrying, right? Your electric tools, probably.
Yeah. Med kit.
Your med kit's probably in your backpack, right? I don't think you're wearing your backpack right now. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
What do you think you'd have on you right now as you jumped into the pilot seat?
Dog tags and probably my fucking signature item.
Okay.
So he didn't drag like his.
All right.
Weapon.
I'll give you the dog tags. We'll make it a D3. 1 to 2, it's the dog tags. 3 to 4, it's the sunglasses. 5 to 6, it's the other thing that I already forgot. Oh, the electric tools.
Okay.
It's the sunglasses. And right now, the back door is open, too.
Oh, no.
You guys see this broken pair of sunglasses drop from his, like, torso. He kind of keeps them just folded up, clatters down through the thing, and shoot past Ogata and O'Connell just off into the distance.
No.
Maybe hit the engine of the following pilot and just shred it into.
Yeah, maybe it'll kill him, right? Yeah.
Causes fire and a big ass explosion. That'd be super cool. Does the seek, cover, panic end after that round?
Yes.
Okay, thank God. Alright, one more fucking piloting. Maybe I can roll 8 fucking facehuggers.
Wow.
I mean, you deserve something if you get that.
Look at all these blanks.
It's, what has it been, like 3 rolls without a success? Okay,
Thought
I
you
guess
were a
I've-
pilot.
yeah, look at the fucking number of dice I'm rolling.
He
dog.
he drives cars and tanks, not airplanes.
I guess we've got to push this. Sweet.
Okay, you pass. Everybody gains a point of stress. Makes sense. You guys are spiraling to your doom. But you do pass. You feel as you hit the canopy. It's a rough ride. There's sparks, there's trees, glass is shattering. But you don't crash. I mean, you crash, but not super bad. You tear through a bunch of trees. Eventually, it all comes to an abrasive halt. And I think there's rules. Let's see. It's a rough landing. Okay. I will need everybody to give me a mobility test. If you fail, you're going to take a point of damage from the crash. Oh boy.
Bro.
Alright, hold on. Okay, O'Connell passes with 3 successes.
Yeah, so I'll obviously try to help some of the brothers out here.
Okay, who are you helping?
Who failed? Johnson.
I did.
No, Schmidt failed.
Yeah.
I passed.
Johnson made it.
Okay.
But he's up in the cockpit, so you probably can't get to him.
Okay. Schmidt will definitely. He's my bud.
Okay. And
Anybody else?
I don't see a roll for Ogata. Matt, you froze up. Can you hear us?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Looks like his internet might have gotten interrupted there.
Attention.
The tension is just too much.
Yeah.
I'll send him a quick message here just so he knows.
I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, and then we'll go.
I'll second that actually.
Nope.
Oh! Is he back?
Yeah, my sound just cut out randomly. Oh, everyone's gone. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, like literally we're just like, oh, he froze. Why is he not... they went to use the
he
bathroom.
froze.
Your camera's off too.
Well, I can turn it back on. But I
okay.
I
Weird.
dropped out Discord.
All
Yeah,
4 of my last rolls have fucking panicked.
Oh my god. I need a mobility from you, Matt. Because you guys are well, it's a controlled crash.
Yeah, I was wondering what we'll start rolling dice. There is no sound. Mobility. Okay. I have a +1 because my previous thing. Okay.
Yeah, you do.
Nice.
You do.
Ah! No, that doesn't have +1 on it.
Roll an extra die.
I can just do that. How to just roll a single die?
You can click the D6 icon underneath the chat log. It'll put the command in there and then just hit enter.
And it'll convert that D6 into a... Yeah, okay.
Well, it won't convert it, but you can just count it. Okay. So you have 1 success, but you panicked. You freeze. Everybody's stress goes up by 1. But you do... Well, technically you fail because it's a 10, but O'Connell had an extra success. So, O'Connell, do you use the extra success on him as well?
Yes.
Or do you use it on Weaver?
Oh, fuck. She's not strapped in?
Well, well, you're all strapped in, but, you know. You have 2 successes and 3 people to choose from.
I've got 3
Well, no,
successes. I can help out.
I think you're piloting the ship, Sean. I don't think you can really help them in the back. I would say you could help Herschel, which I suppose I should roll for him, because he is not unconscious.
You know, I'd help Ogata. I mean, if she gets harmed, then at least Ogata can help patch her up.
Yeah, I give Herschel a
Okay.
success.
Yeah, Herschel fails, but you help him out. Okay. It's a tough crash, but it is one you walk away from, so I guess there's that. And we can get rid of this super intense music. Switch this over to something a little more jungle-ish. So we see the smoking plume of your ship through the canopy. Everyone is sore to some degree, but none of you took any damage from that other than Weaver. Oh, and I got a roll for Mr. Gannon.
Oh.
Oh boy.
I forgot about this guy.
He's not got 1 HP, right?
No, he does not. But he probably has like at least 5 stress at this point after all that just happened. I think that's fair. We'll start him off there. Yeah, because he's probably screaming in terror. Well, he panics, but he actually succeeded. So,
Way to go. Give a success to Weaver.
I was gonna say he'll give a success to Weaver because he's like, oh shit, she's the pilot. We probably need her. So, tough landing. Ship is really fucked up. Your primary pilot is alive, but fucked up. And you get out of the dropship. You find yourself underneath a very tall canopy of trees. I think the trees here are about 10 to 14 meters tall. They're huge. It's dark where you guys are, other than the light breaking through where you guys crashed. There's a Cheyenne dropship shaped hole through the canopy. You hear and maybe even see the MiG overhead as it zooms past awfully fast. It obviously can tell where you guys crashed because of the smoke, but it quickly takes off and disappears. What do you guys do? Cool.
Do we have a stash of extra ammo on the ship? I'd imagine, right?
It's whatever extra ammo you guys took.
Yeah, unbuckle and check in on everyone.
I mean, we did make a canon that Weaver has an assault rifle like strapped up somewhere that she can use. That's like her personal weapon. It's probably either inside the cockpit or the cargo bay. But, you're talking like just one reload that's in the gun, so like not like a lot.
I'm gonna start walking the perimeter and try to secure it, make sure there's not an immediate threat.
Alright, you see Herschel immediately gets up. He gives you a pat on the shoulder, Johnson, for helping him, and he quickly rushes over to get Weaver unstrapped, and he's asking you, Ogata, to take a look at her and make sure she's okay.
I can do that. I take a look at her.
Yeah, she's just unconscious right now. It looks like I said, it's just a graze now that you have a chance to look at it, but she'll need some time to recoup. She can probably still fly. You know that she tends to be kind of stubborn and a tough woman, but she's just unconscious right now.
Yeah, she's built the sturdy stuff. She'll come around. Just give her a minute. She'll live.
Good. Happy to hear it.
Are the systems in the dropship still working, like the electronics and stuff?
It looks like it. Some of them. There's a lot of flashing screens and sparks. I mean, to you, it's hard to tell if this thing's ever going to fly again. When you get out, O'Connell, you can see there are massive bullet holes in the side of the ship. On towards the back, like near the cargo where you guys were, and then in the front, there's a rake of bullets across the cockpit. You realize how lucky Weaver and Herschel are that they didn't get hit by actual aircraft ammunition.
Pretty bad beating out here.
Herschel is now examining the ship. He's kind of taking a look around. You guys know that's his specialty.
Tell you what, when Weaver wakes up, she ain't gonna be too happy how her ship looks.
Well,
No.
None of those holes are from me, by the way. We did not get hit after I started driving.
I didn't say it was you. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, she's gonna be pissed. Hey,
She's gonna be
any
pissed.
crash you can walk away from.
Herschel
Right.
also says the UPP ship did not fire upon us after you took the reins either.
Right. So,
I'll look at O'Connor and be like, good shooting out there to drive that thing off. Quick reactions, good shooting.
My best.
I want to check the computer systems to see if we have any sort of navigation so we know where we are relative to the Glory.
You see that Gannon is currently on his PDAT, and he says, good news is I still can track from here. The PDAT's not damaged, and I've picked up the signal from the ship. Looks like it's about 1 kilometer or 2 away.
And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to reach into my pouch and give everyone a narrow preve thing.
Instantly take nap relief to start the mission off?
A nap relief, yeah. After all that, because we're all kind of like...
Oh yeah, you can see everybody's like, holy shit, did that just happen?
theoretically just take an hour and try to de-stress if we set up a perimeter?
You could. I mean, it's late afternoon. At least that's what it looks like. You're not sure how the time cycle works on this planet, but, you know.
I
Been here
offer a
6
nap
weeks.
pro.
What's another hour?
I will gladly take the nap relief.
Okay, does anybody not take a nap pro leave?
Do you offer one to Ganon?
Yeah. Yeah. So that'll be 5 doses used.
That'll be 6.
Oh, yes. Damn. Well,
Because,
that didn't last long.
yeah, because Eric's character is here as well.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Oh,
we didn't roll
okay.
for him, but
He didn't get any stress. He was asleep the whole time.
it's true. Yeah, it turns out he fell out the back with the glasses, so
That was,
let's write him out of the story real quick.
that was a misclick. Ignore that.
Okay, so you use up 6. Ganon takes it with a shaky hand, but he thanks you. And he seems legitimate when he says thank you. And he's kind of like shaky. He's like, is it always this bad?
Sometimes it's worse.
Yeah, they say, 40% of deaths come from flying machines, so that's why I only drive ground vehicles normally.
Just keep it this way. If you got all your limbs, then this is a good time.
Yeah.
You can see he looks down and he's like, I don't even step off the ship and these boots are already scuffed.
Is that what you're worrying about?
He's like, do you know how expensive these things were?
Throw 'em out.
Yeah, you're probably better off barefoot at this point.
You know how expensive that dropship is?
That's a good point.
He thinks about that for a moment and seems to agree. Yeah. I suppose that's company property.
Well,
too.
yeah. No, yeah, but think about it. If that thing can't fly, we can't communicate with Mother. So we're kind of stuck down here if we don't figure something out.
Well, they send another ship, but they might just get shot up by that UPP all the same. Can't tell them, right?
Speaking of which, what is UPP doing out here?
We get our bearings on where we are, where we need to be.
Ganon speaks up and he says, well, I don't know exactly where we are, but I know where we need to go. If we get to the ship, we might be able to use, if it's not damaged enough, we might be able to use their comm system to get a message out. The comm system on a starship is going to be stronger than what we have on your dropship.
That's what's worth a try.
Yeah.
Let's hope the moon doesn't have too much interference with it.
We have to go there anyway, so...
How far out were you?
he said 2 kilometers. About.
Kilometers. So.
Through jungle, a few hours maybe.
I'm guessing in all that excitement, you didn't have the foresight to send a mayday message or under attack message or use the comm systems to report back to Mother what was happening, that we were under attack.
We couldn't have sent any message unless we pierced Atmo, as was described in the briefing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Someone's paying attention to this. It's okay.
I just stopped asking questions.
Crucial, important information I want to ask, but
I love it.
shame.
I love it.
So who were those black armored guys again?
What is the UP?
Your time will come, man. Your time will come.
So...
You that jumped down a black abyss.
So I cast magic missile.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm asking for a death wish at this point.
Everybody can end their panic at this point. So clear that. Everybody's stress is back down to 0 because everybody took the nap relief. For intents and purposes, Weaver's going to be unconscious probably for about a shift. So Herschel can carry her, that's no problem. after he takes a look, he's like, there's no way we're getting this thing up in the air without some major repairs, and even then, I don't think I can get this flying again anytime soon. On the plus side, your QTC drums did not detonate or get pierced. They appear intact. On the downside, you're going to have to drag them through 2 kilometers of jungle.
Tagar's strong.
Herschel can carry one of those, because that's going to probably be lighter than Weaver is.
Oh, Weaver's gonna love this. I'll carry Weaver.
I think Herschel might suggest otherwise. Let's see. We'll make him make a roll here.
I'm gonna use my command.
Well, Herschel says, I don't think Weaver would appreciate that, Sergeant. Perhaps someone else in the squad can carry her. Maybe Mr. Gannon, since he's not armed? And Gannon looks like almost insulted by that. He's like, I've got to guide us through the jungle.
You just got to tell us a cardinal direction, and we'll...
Yeah, your eyes are still gonna work while you carry her. You're gonna pull your weight, whether you like it or not.
He looks at you pleadingly, Sergeant, like
scorn.
Like, I'm not a soldier. Like, tell your guy to back down. That's what his eyes are saying, but he doesn't actually say that.
Hey, we did establish.
Like broken in. Come on.
You get your hands dirty, boy.
He, like, throws his hands up, like, fine. And you see, like, he goes to lift her, and he's struggling. Like, this guy is not strong. You guys can tell Weaver's not, even with her gear, she's not a heavy woman, right? Like, maybe $125, $135, you know? Maybe 150 with all her gear on.
O'Connell's like pretty close to him as he's like struggling to lift her up, and he's just standing there, just staring at him, like not offering any assistance in any way.
It's like he doesn't know how to pick up like dead weight from the ground. You know, it's like first he pulls her arms right, and she's like sitting up. Then he's like trying to like lift her. He's trying to like carry her like in front of her, like in the movies. And then finally Herschel like shows him like how to do like a fireman's type carry, you know, like over the shoulder or something like that. And you see Gannon is not happy about this. And he's instantly broken out in a sweat.
Oh, it's only gonna get worse, bud.
It's only 2 kilometers.
Yeah.
Sarge, I thought this way you rep is gonna be a bunch of dead weight, but it looks like he's actually carrying some.
He's actually pulling his weight.
Mm-hmm.
We did establish earlier there's an extra rifle on the ship. We could arm him. I'm sure there's supplies on the ship. There's an extra rifle, probably some extra ammo.
I wouldn't trust a company rep to not accidentally discharge his weapon and shoot one of us. Be more of a danger to himself and us than a help.
I still think we bring it though, for just in case Weaver snaps out of it, we can have her armed at least.
Yeah.
I can carry her weapon if you'd like, Sergeant.
Yeah, let's get that going.
All right, so he'll gather the supplies. He'll carry one of the drums. It's just they're just too physically big for him to carry 2 at once. It's just too awkward. But basically, he can rig up something so you guys can strap it to your back, and it's heavy as shit. It's going to make you encumbered no matter how much gear you have on. So we'll have to decide who's going to carry the other 2. Probably not Broderick, because he has the smart gun. I assume that's too big. And obviously, Gannon's not going to do it. He couldn't lift it if he tried. So
Tagar?
Probably Tagar, I imagine. Although he's got a lot of gear, too, so...
O'Connell's got these 3, like, big Claymore kits on his pack right now.
Jesus,
I'll take the other one.
Loaded. Okay. So you guys gather up all your stuff. You prepare to depart. And O'Connell, you said you were doing a perimeter. Why don't you give me an observation test, please?
You got it, Mother.
Would you like to push?
No.
Okay. We will end the session with this. You are doing a perimeter. You don't see anything other than trees. It's sweltering hot the second you guys walk out of the dropship. It's humid, it's wet, it's disgusting. I instantly can feel sweat pooling in like your lower back. And all you hear are the sounds of the jungle. Birds, critters, these random rock noises we're hearing for some reason. But it's the sounds of jungle and nothing less. We're jungle here, jungle in Warhammer. What's going on here? You hear one last thing. A gunshot. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh no.
And by a gunshot, I mean a gunshot in your direction.
It's unfortunate.
Yep.
Just where we get encumbered.
I'm walking behind Corporal, by the way.
He hasn't done anything, and you guys already hate him. Poor guy.
He's already a beast.
O'Connell has been going out of his way to be rude to this person.
Oh, I've noticed. All right. Well, that's all we got for you tonight, listeners, viewers. Eric will be back next week. We'll have a full crew here, and we will dive in fully to Operation 3, Blaze of Glory, as you guys try to find the UAS Glory, wherever it may be, and find out what's shooting at you guys next week, too. So, thank you all for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Same time, same place, signing off.